Hello, welcome to road.cc. We are here in La Roche-sur-Yon in the Vendée for the depart of the Tour de France, and we've managed to track down Team Sky and, more importantly, some of their bikes. We've been told that Froome's bike is off limits at the moment, but instead we have Wout Poels' Pinarello Dogma F10 X-Lite. So Matt, what can you tell us about this bike?
It's an aero bike, or it's a bike with aero features. For example, we've got this they call it fastback down tube with a truncated rear, so it's cut away flat at the back there. We've got a concave in the back here where the water bottles sit. You've actually so the water bottle, which they're going to have on the bike all the time, will sit within the aerodynamic features of the down tube. No.
So we're talking with the F10, it's aero features, not necessarily full-on aero bike, but aero optimised.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, bikes these days, you've got some bikes that are totally aero, everything about aero. You've got bikes that are all about lightweight. This is a bike, I'd say, with aero features. It's intended to sit somewhere in the middle ground. So you've got the seat post here, which mimics the shape of the seat tube, with a clamp that's hidden away inside there. It's a bike that's designed to cheat the wind and reduce drag. Yeah.
Moving on to the Groupset, is there anything we've spotted, anything different to the norm?
Well, Team Sky use Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 across the board.
Top of the range.
Yeah, obviously nothing but the best. So what we've got here on this bike, we've got the chain set is, I think it's is it a 5442, and out back we've got an 1130 cassette. So you've got quite a wide range, but some big gears. So
that gives a wider, I guess, slightly more jumps between gears, but like a bigger range, so more at the top, more at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, with that chain set, is designed for moving quickly as opposed to getting up the hills. So yeah, it's quite a big gear that he's got going on there. Apart from that, it's pretty much a standard Di2 group set. We've got on here actually a Stages power meter. Some of the bikes we spotted over there have got the new Shimano power meter, so I'm not quite sure what the sponsorship situation is there, but the bike on here is, as I say, Stages.
Each to their own, I guess. And talking of each to their own, the handlebars here, we've got an integrated one from Pinarello. We did spot that some of the others are using Pro's non-integrated bar and stem.
That's
still.
Right.
So
I mean,
what's the reasoning for that?
Some of the guys use, I think it's down to personal preference. Some of the guys use the Pro, which is a Shimano sub-brand. Most is a Pinarello sub-brand. So yeah, as you say, this is a one-piece carbon combined stem and handlebar. I don't know what, we haven't measured this one, but I'm guessing that's about a 120. It's quite narrow actually, maybe that's a 40. We'll measure it later and see exactly what we've got going on there.
Okay, moving on to the saddle, is there anything we've spotted here?
Well, it's a standard Physique Antares saddle with carbon rails, top of the range, as everything is on these bikes, not surprisingly. Don't really spot these, but there's a couple of white short little marks, stripes on the top there.
It looks like paint. Someone's dropped a bit of paint.
I think exactly what it is a bit of paint, and the idea is that the mechanics put that on there, and it's how they measure. In order to get every bike the same in terms of setup, these marks are their reference points. So when they come here and they set the bikes up, they've got the dimensions. They measure it exactly. I think they use a measurement to the rear of the bottom bracket, so every bike is set up, to the millimetre, exactly the same.
Moving on to the bodywork paint job, we seem to have some lines here that don't appear to mean anything at first glance, but can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, Sky had these last year as too. The idea is that all these lines that they use across their bikes denote race victories. It's a really complicated key that you'd never get your head around, to be honest, but the longest ones denote Tour de France wins. Maybe they'll have another one at the end of this race, who knows.
Let's talk about the weight of the bike there. So there's obviously a UCI limit on weight, so what have Team Sky done to ensure that the bike is legal?
UCI's minimum weight limit for racing is 6.8 kilograms, so obviously every bike has to be at that weight limit. This bike, the standard F10 has an official weight of 820 grams for the frame. That's in a size 53 centimeters. This is the X-Lite version, which is exactly the same tube profiles and so on. It's just a layup that brings the weight down, and the official weight on this version is 760 grams for the frame and 340 grams for the fork.
Great. What size bike is Volt on actually? Let's have a look. I haven't done a tape measure here.
I don't know what officially it is. I think it's. I think they all have to come out of a standard mould these days. So. Top tube measurement, let's go this way, a whole lot easier. Top tube measurement is, that's about 56, we've got 56.
56.
Head tube, oh, 165 mil. Seat tube, oh, well, to the middle it's about 53 centimetres, something like that, and up to the top of the saddle we got about 80 centimetres in the middle of the bottom bracket.
We hope you've enjoyed this video. We're going to be bringing you loads more tour tech and bikes during the tour over the next couple of weeks. Remember to like and subscribe to road.cc's YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.